Oh boy, oh boy. Well, we're back here today. This is literally the day after I got this thing running. And I've been doing some watching and looking and thinking. First thing we have to do here is get that oil pressure gauge in there, see what our oil pressure is. Because that little tapping sound just doesn't sound good. Obviously, we didn't let it run too long. We couldn't really rev it too much. So, I'd like to see what our oil pressure is. I'm getting the parts tomorrow for the cooling system because we need that little access hole for the steam port. And I am literally just putting water in this thing because here's the thing. If for some reason we got a bad lifter, okay, we can't really leave it like that because we don't want to just be driving and then just, you know, something go really bad. But I did some math to put a new set of lifters in here, at least those cheaper $180 LS7 lifters. I think Texas Speed sells them. They're like from Delphi, or they're not the Delphi ones, or they're just the GM ones. Probably some Chinese stuff. We'd have to pull the heads. We'd have to pull everything off of it. So heads, we'd have to take the heads to probably get machined, just the bottom layer to have a nice clean sealing surface. We need head gaskets. All in all, plus our labor, we'd probably be at almost like over $500. Or our other option is to go back to pull apart, take this with us, pull another one, get our core. Now here's the thing. We pull that and it's bad. That one's bad too. We've just wasted a lot of our labor of going there and pulling, because it was a nightmare, honestly. It was not fun. Unless I had someone to help me, it might have been a little bit easier, obviously. But I was by myself, and that's probably what would happen this time. And our other option is to find one that's running from somebody, pay like $500-600 to the person, and you know, bite the bullet. So I'm hoping here we pop this oil pressure gauge in, see what our oil pressure is, get the cooling system hooked up, and let it run for a bit, get up to temp. Once it gets up to temp, rev the snot out of it, maybe put some Berrymans in it to try to clean something out, loosen it up, I don't know, and see what happens. And then we'll come with our decision at that point. So I'm going to get this oil pressure gauge in, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably see you after I put that in because it's tight back there. There ain't no getting in there. All right, y'all. We got that guy installed. Hopefully it doesn't leak. There's your Earl's part number for that adapter. And where did I put it? There it is. This is I don't know what brand this is. It's a 1 1/16, but this is an oil pressure sensor socket. You can get these at like O'Reilly's and stuff like that. They're like pretty cheap, so if you don't have one of these in your toolbox, get one, because they're worth their money and they're good to have around. Because if you didn't have one of those and you have to break the top off the sensor and stuff like that, it gets to be a hassle, especially those are usually in pretty tight places. So we're gonna hook up our battery right there and start this thing up and see what we got for oil pressure. All right, maybe we can try to get somewhat of a close-up on this gauge here, huh? I wish I could hold this here, but I can't. Maybe I'll zoom in there and you guys can tell me if that needle goes up or not. Pressure. Well, I'm gonna show you what I just seen. Look at this frickin' tail shaft housing, dude. That thing's I don't know if you can see, that thing's about to come out of there. Jeez. Uh-oh. We're leaking. I bet you we're leaking oil. Bet you were leaking oil. Oh. We're not. What's that drip coming from then? Let's check it out on this side. Or am I just seeing things? Oh, we're leaking moisture out of our O2 sensor. I could deal with that. Back up. Maybe that means it's not tight enough. Yeah, we got solid oil pressure. See, now I don't hear that clicking noise anymore, that tapping noise. I guess we maybe let it run here for a bit and let it get hot. You got good oil pressure. Gone. How does that work? Let it get warm here. Warm already. Uh-oh. Let's go. I'm happy with that. The tapping's gone. That means that lifter pumped up. That's awesome. Probably got some cruddy gas in her too. Oh, no more tapping. That's a frickin' win, you guys. The tapping went away. So I pulled that U-joint out because it doesn't look like any fluids coming out of there. So, and it's probably running a little poopy because I'm just gonna put all this in there. I think I'm gonna need to buy another gallon, but it's probably running crappy because if you know, I think I'm right about this, but air temperature is different than like a liquid temperature. So this could be at, you know, not really that hot, but it could be at, you know, 180 degrees cooling temperature, and it's trying to compensate for that. But either way, the tapping's gone. Oh man. I was up all night. Not up all night, but pretty late thinking about this. We're gonna fire back up because I pulled that U-joint out of the... Because I pulled the yoke out of there because it was about to come out again. Really need to shim that starter. We'll leave it at that today. What a win. We may still have another vacuum leak. I'm not too sure, but let's go, man. Oh my God. Thank the Lord. Maybe it was just mad at me because I didn't hook up an oil pressure gauge and it wanted to scare me. You know? Yeah, this thing's still low. So we'll get another thing of tranny fluid. This is great though because my plan was going to be, you know, hook up the cooling system and stuff like that. And just put water in it to see if we can get that tapping noise to go away. But that was definitely a lifter not pumped up. Like I said, who knows how long this thing sat for. So, great success in the beginning of the video. So now I can buy some coolant for it. We'll buy another thing of tranny fluid. And yeah, get that thing filled up, and then we're kind of on to getting a drive shaft made. And then we could freaking drive this thing, man. Let's go. Well, I guess I'll see you in a couple days when I'm hooking up some coolant stuff. See you then. Whew. Back here, another day. We got some stuff going on. We got our hose up here. We got our clamps. This is a factory 5.3 truck hose that fits up here. And this bottom one is a 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So, you got to trim the actual 96 Grand Cherokee hose to fit. Maybe I'll put that picture right here. Anyway, so we're going to tighten all these clamps. I made this big loop because I don't have a smaller one, so whatever. It just kinks if it's too tight, so that's what we're gonna have to deal with for now if we want to get this thing burped. Other thing I got to do is make a power steering return hose, which shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna work on the cooling system, get all these clamps tightened up, and then probably start putting some coolant in her.
racing down the side street.
Right. Take it to the highway.
Yep. I even had the cops yell at me the one time I was downtown in my 69 and I was with my buddy and we came up West 6th from the flats.
Yeah, the hill.
And a dude pulled up in a red Porsche with a couple of chicks in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's on. You know? So, you know, I launch it and I got him, you know.
You're right.
So I'm getting it, you know. And the next light comes up and it turns red. Well, obviously he stops. I got 4-wheel drums. I went right through it.
Right.
There's no way it's
there's no way you're
right?
stopping.
Well, the next block up, the cop pulled up behind me. And he gets on his loudspeaker. Hey, he's swearing at me, motherfucker. He's saying all this shit. But he doesn't get out. He goes, you take that thing to the highway. And then after he got done, cop was behind him. And he get me the same thing over again, like a repeat. It was funny, man. They didn't get out of the car.
I mean, I can't even. I can't believe they didn't get out of the car.
No, it was Cleveland, you know.
Yeah, it was just whatever.
They probably seen the whole thing in action. And
Yeah.
probably loved it.
They're like, we got to say something to them.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot going on here. A lot of hoses, a lot of clamps. We've got our little Amazon special. This is for the steam port. So I cut this truck hose in half. And we're going to hook our steam port up and kind of try to run this along the line underneath this thing. We'll like zip tie it up later on. As long as this hose clamp friggin' holds. Thousand clamps later, Jesus. That was insane. Guess let's fill this thing up and see what the heck happens. Oh yeah, we gotta put our belt on. All right. So if you don't have one of these, get one. They help make the cooling system much easier to work with. I think it's this one. You got a bunch of little attachments you can use and stuff. We're gonna use that. We gotta put our belt on, I guess, huh? Be wary when you're on Amazon and you're buying a belt, because I thought I was buying a Gates one and it says works for Gates, part number, blah blah blah. So this means this is some Chinese belt. In the belt routing, oof, I don't know. Stop it. Don't fall either. What the fuck? Well, this sucks. Well, that's great. That belt doesn't work. One gallon down. So I'm gonna fill this thing up, and we're gonna have to come back another day when we get this frickin' belt. I'll see you guys soon. Hey, what are you gonna do? We got the right belt on. Trying to burp some coolant. Got our temp gauge here, and the cylinders seem like they're pretty close to each other. This is the exhaust, so let's say in 213, 228. Right at our coolant temp sensor, it's saying 107. I like to get close with this thing. Yeah, about 109, 110. Passenger side. This passenger side's got 150 on the head on this side. hard to really say when you're using that gun to what the temp really is of the block. So, kind of thinking that I didn't have like a really good seal on the actual radiator cap with this thing because I was maybe using the wrong attachment. So, I got a different one in here. I'm going to try to get it on in here. Go for something like that. Sure, whatever. Great, grand, wonderful. Hopefully this thermostat opens. Thermostat needed a little hammer. We gotta suck that down. That's all it needed. Thermostat was a little stuck. What we just did was, marinate those head gaskets a little bit. Yeah, if I come over to this passenger side head, kind of hit it right there. Yeah, we're at 181. That's good, just cooling off. We're not really under a load either, so kind of sounds like it's missing a little bit, but I don't know. Might be. We gotta hopefully, maybe it comes out of this throttle thing. When I throttle it up, it freaking like shuts off. That wasn't bad. Yeah, we're still getting air out of here, little by little. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we needed. yeah. Check our cylinder heads. This side seems to always be cool over here, 150. $200. 198. And these LSs run at 210, and we have no fans up here, so that's for a later thing, but at least to try to get the coolant burped, and then we can figure out a fan situation. I don't know how I feel about these pipes. Our training fluid's full though, which is good. Maybe that's making that noise because it's hitting the floor. Hitting right into that, you know? We'll let this guy run for a bit here. Man, she ran good, didn't she? I got these tailpipes. So hopefully, maybe we'll stop making that noise if we slide this guy on there. Oh yeah. Somehow we can get that on there. Little turn sideways action. Yeah. You may have to weld that like that. That's sweet. We'll figure something out. I'm gonna let this thing run for a bit, and I'll catch you guys here soon. Look at that. A U-joint. This thing's almost cut me a few times here. It's freaking sharp on these edges. So, that was pretty good. Ah, man, look at her out there. She's ready to roll. So, that was pretty good. Like, I was getting a little nervous there because that block was saying like 240, 250. But I know these LSs run a little hot, but ended up giving that thermostat a couple whacks, and it actually opened up. You can see the coolant go down in there and fill it up. So that was good. Maybe it just needed to get a little juice on the other side. Who knows how long it was sitting like that, you know? Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Now that it's maybe under pressure, it'll stay like that. But that's great. Unfortunately, I don't have a coolant gauge to really see what's going on. But realistically, what do we need left? What do we have left, I guess you'd say? We need a throttle cable. We need that coolant temp sensor, a coolant temp gauge, something. We don't really have to worry too much about this air snorkel yet. We need a drive shaft, and we got to figure out something with the shifter cable. I did buy a piece to connect on the trans that hopefully our factory shifter cable will work. So we'll have to try that, but that's a future problem. We got to clean up our wiring, clean up all our stuff. I think I'm gonna just run that gauge for now, just because I have it and I already spent the money on it. We gotta mount our ECU, clean up our wiring, probably, and we need radiator fans. We gotta figure something out. That'll probably be the next thing you guys will be seeing, is figuring out the radiator fan setup, some odds and ends. Who knows, maybe by then I'll have a drive shaft. We'll see. So I'm gonna kind of leave it at that, you know. I'll take this as a win today. I think the gas gauge is working in the thing. I don't know, I gotta add some gas to it and see what it says. Who knows how old that gas is in there, but I did add some fresh 87. I think you've seen that in the beginning of the video. So we'll take all that as a win, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you keep coming back for this content, because we're getting to that point of where spring's right around the corner, and hopefully we can start to, you know, maybe get this thing on the road and get it to a drag strip or something like that, and see, or at least take it down the street and up and down and kind of hammer on it a little bit just to work out some quirks and stuff like that. And hopefully at that point, some point, get to the drag strip and see what it runs. I'm gonna guess mid to high 14s, low 15s. I don't know. You know, I'm not that good with all that kind of stuff, but that's just a guesstimate. So keep on coming back. We're going to have more content coming out. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you like the thing or not, or how it sounds, or what do you think I should do to it. And hit that subscribe button for me. That'd be awesome. Let's keep growing this channel. Let's keep bringing more content. So I'm going to be out here in the garage. So as long as I'm out here, there's going to be more videos. So thanks for watching. Take it easy.